Now continue over these satellite dishes. So it's basically when you try to model stuff, when you look at what do you have, right? You just reuse it, and that's basically a way of modeling very fast. And unless you need a new shape that you don't have it such for a foundation to duplicate and modify, then you probably can create new shapes. But most of the time, to model faster, we try to look for the same object we have and keep using it. Basically, it's faster, it's more effective, and it's mostly this process. So in this case now, I'm trying to finish up the satellite, and I do have a habit of savings. So satellite here, I'm gonna push it nearer. So a lot of things is like when it's like hanging from the back, you don't need actually to have it like attach it accurately, but just place it along each other to kind of like making sure it does look like it's part of the same object. And I'm creating a sphere because I don't have a sphere that was created earlier, and this is what we need. Sometimes we need to use the sphere or create new poly for this. A lot of times you can use the step to points to step an object to a certain place easier, because the camera sometimes have to move a lot to just push it to the right place. So this one is very fast. So just align. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to select all the antenna parts here. Sometimes it's ideal just to combine together, because if you think about combines that the object we want to do a same texture, probably can combine them. So the next one is actually the wiring. Just put it here. So well, basically the next step is this: creating all the details, the props that you find, and we use that to decorate the scenes, even the wire also. So now I'm going to go to fast mode, and then you will see the process fast forward motion, and it goes the same way. It's just trying to create all the objects that you see from the example. Then I'll talk about it more once we go further on this. there's a lot of things that still need to add on. So the process we saw here was roughly just creating the details, the items, and I'm keep rotating to find out what can I still add to the scene. And definitely there's a lot of things to add. I'm still missing out some of the stuff, like the bicycle. It's part of the items you actually can model when you want to extend your exercise. And the idea is actually to take the time to model as much as possible, even the plants. So I'm not going to show the process here, but rather the previous all the process that I showed earlier should allow you to have enough knowledge to model all this stuff. The details are very simple, low poly props that you can put into the scene, and twisting some of the rooftop and houses on the rooftop. I mean, all the stuff that you model earlier with is too uniform, you actually can deform it a bit, and that takes a little bit time just to tweak the vertices. Take this opportunity to train yourself to modify vertices, and that's one part of the job. You can't model things actually it's just too uniform. You have tweaks a lot of times on the uniform objects to get a more unique shapes. But the idea is there. We want to tell a story. You need to have a lot of items, and those items are crucial in telling the story. Even in the end, when we finish the scene, right, it's never considered finished. We still have to a little bit tweak. Sometimes tweak there a bit, just to be fine. It's kind of like being a perfectionist of the part of being an artist. When we model things, we always tend to look at what can we improve still. Like, if you really want to make a very compelling scenes with good storytelling, you gotta put the effort in putting a lot of props. And definitely when you go into more advanced stage, when we do more realistic scenes, more compressive, and for films or animation that can showcase on cinema, those kind of stuff we actually put a lot of quality because the budget is there to create high quality environment props and props itself to suit for the resolution at a 4K or 8K or cinematic cinema view. So those are things that a lot of times we put more effort. So this is just kind of low poly version of what we can do, but the idea is that the environmental storytelling part of it. So I want you to look at what can you done with the example. Try to follow example as much as possible to practice your modeling at this stage. And when you definitely done, try to do all the stuff, I'm sure that you will improve your modeling a lot, and that will be very good when you go to the next stage in the coming weeks and semesters. Okay, good luck then in creating these props for finishing this scene.